Greetings, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Key Wisdom Channel. Today, I want to share with you a profound lesson in life. A good horse is often ridden, and a kind person is easily bullied. We live in a paradoxical world, where kindness is sometimes misunderstood. Enthusiasm can become a burden. Humility can lead to disadvantage. Life is like a flowing river, constantly moving and changing. Therefore, to live wisely and with strength, we need to learn to balance. When to be gentle. When to be firm. Sometimes, being cold and indifferent is not a lack of empathy, but rather a way to protect oneself. It is about directing your attention to what truly deserves it and focusing on your own path in life. If you want to understand more about the art of being cold-hearted to stay strong in life, click subscribe to this channel today. Deep philosophical insights and valuable life lessons will help you perceive life in a way that is more profound, more intelligent. Let's explore how to live with calculated detachment, to achieve a life for yourself, and stay true to who you are. Thank you for joining me. And now, let's begin immediately. Knowing your limits and caring for others. 1. Mind your own business. In this life, everyone has their own story, their own struggles, and their own perspectives in facing challenges. Thus, one of the first lessons in living wisely is learning to mind your own business. This is not about indifference or insensitivity, but about being mindful in how we live and interact. Stop interfering in your friends' affairs. No matter how close you are to your friends, they still have their own lives and choices. Sometimes, interfering too much makes them feel disrespected. It may even damage your relationship. Learn to trust them, so they can take responsibility for their own decisions. The best thing you can do is give sincere advice when they ask for it. Not try to control their lives according to your own will. Stop caring about gossip and rumors. Rumors and gossip never end. Instead of paying attention to them, learn to stay away from things that do not concern you. Life is finite. Do not waste time on meaningless stories about others. Focus on living your own life well. Stop controlling your family members. This may sound difficult, but sometimes, excessive concern for family members unintentionally puts pressure on both sides. Give them space and freedom to make their own decisions. Only when a family respects one another can a home truly be peaceful and happy. Helping others at the right time, in the right way. Another valuable lesson is knowing the limits of your help. Not everyone needs or deserves your kindness. Not every situation requires your intervention. 1. Help only when it's truly necessary. Be ready to lend a hand when someone genuinely needs you in dire times. But if the situation isn't urgent, let them figure it out themselves. Do not let your kindness turn others into dependents who rely on you too much. Let them stand up on their own. Just like wise parents who let their children face difficulties to learn independence. Life won't always have someone there to lift them up. So sometimes, the best way to help is to let them struggle and grow. 2. Learn to say no. Saying no to things beyond your capacity is not selfishness, but understanding your limits. Kindness must be given to the right people, in the right places. If not, it will drain you and ultimately harm yourself. When you understand and apply these lessons, you will not only maintain inner peace, but also create a wise way of living, with principles and self-respect. 3. Self-reliance is the best way. In life, there is one undeniable truth. No one can live your life for you. No matter how much others want to help, the power to change or overcome hardship must come from within yourself. 1. Self-reliance makes you stronger. When you face challenges without depending on others, you not only learn how to solve problems, but also build resilience. The struggles you overcome on your own will make you more stable when facing future difficulties. 2. Help from others is temporary. Self-reliance is the foundation for you to stand strong in the long run. Here is the full translation into English while keeping the meaning intact. Without shortening or altering the content, do not let others rely on your kindness. When you help someone too much, you unintentionally take away their ability to stand on their own. As the saying goes, help in times of crisis, but not in times of prolonged poverty. The meaning here is to help them once, but to let them learn how to save themselves. You cannot always be a crutch for others, because that will make them dependent and unwilling to develop themselves. Do not expect too much help from the outside. Likewise, you should not rely too much on others. There will be times when you must face life alone. The people around you may not always be there, but you will always be with yourself. Relying on your own abilities not only helps you solve problems, but also gives you confidence and satisfaction in knowing you have done it yourself. Self-reliance is the best way to help others. From another perspective, sometimes being cold-hearted by not helping someone excessively is actually the best way to help them. Only when they are forced to stand up on their own 2 feet will they truly learn how to be independent and take responsibility for their own lives. Self-reliance is not only a way for you to grow, but also a way to appreciate your own abilities. Life will be more meaningful when each step you take is your own, rather than someone else's footprints guiding you forever. Always remember, no one can save you better than yourself. 2. Kindness must be given to the right people. Kindness is a precious quality. But in life, if kindness is not given to the right people, it can lead to unintended consequences. Sometimes, kindness given without careful thought can unintentionally become a burden on others, or even backfire and hurt yourself. Therefore, to live wisely, we need to know how to use kindness intelligently. Do not let kindness become an expectation. When you continuously help someone without setting limits, it is easy for others to see your kindness as an obligation, something they are entitled to. They may not appreciate it and could easily take advantage of you. Remember, kindness only holds value when it is given voluntarily and with awareness. It should not stem from pressure or exploitation from others. Do not help so much that others become dependent. Helping is a good thing, but if you help someone too often or beyond your limits, you may unintentionally cause them to lose their motivation to strive for themselves. A person who gets help too easily will become dependent, lazy, and unwilling to work for their own success. Only help when they truly need it, and let them face their own challenges. Think carefully before helping others. Kindness does not always lead to positive results. There are situations where, even though you have good intentions, your actions may cause trouble for others or bring harm to yourself. Therefore, ask yourself before helping, will this truly benefit them? Am I helping in the right way? Think carefully to avoid turning kindness into harm. Not everyone deserves your kindness. The reality is that not everyone appreciates help. Some people, after receiving your kindness, turn their backs on you, or even repay it with ingratitude. So, learn to observe, assess, and choose wisely. Kindness should be given to those who truly need it and deserve it. Help when necessary, not all the time. Remember the old saying, help in times of crisis, but not in times of prolonged poverty. This means, only help in urgent and truly necessary situations. Not every minor problem requires your intervention. Sometimes, refusing to help is also a way for others to learn independence and responsibility for their own lives. Kindness is a precious gem, but use it wisely. Giving kindness to the right people, at the right time not only makes the world a better place, but also helps you live peacefully, without feeling exploited or disappointed. Remember, kindness needs wisdom to truly create value. 3. Love and respect yourself. On the journey of life, one important lesson that many people forget is, you must first love and respect yourself. Only when you understand your own worth can you live confidently, peacefully, and build healthy relationships. Do not fight for someone else's affection. If someone truly cares about you, they will actively reach out to you. The truth is, no one is too busy to take a few seconds to reply to a message or make time for you. If you matter to them, they will not keep you waiting. On the other hand, if they avoid you and make excuses, that is a clear sign that they do not prioritize you. Do not waste time fighting for the affection of people who do not deserve it. Instead, focus on yourself, and on the people who genuinely care about you. Here is the full translation into English while maintaining the original meaning. Sentence structure and paragraph breaks. Love yourself before loving others. You cannot expect others to love you if you do not know how to love yourself. This is not just about taking care of your appearance, but also about appreciating your own worth. You were born deserving of all love, and you should never let anyone make you feel inferior or not good enough. Appreciate your family and those who love you. Do not just wait for love from the outside world while forgetting about your family. The ones who love you unconditionally, A small action, like thanking your parents on your birthday or spending time with loved ones, will help you realize that true happiness is not something you need to search too far for. Do not expect from others, create joy for yourself. If you do not receive birthday gifts or wishes from someone, it is not a problem. You can completely buy yourself a gift you love and celebrate your special day on your own. Be the source of your own happiness instead of relying on others to make you feel fulfilled. Live as yourself, no matter who loves or hates you. Whether others love or hate you does not matter. What matters is that you love yourself and live a life worth living. When you respect yourself, the judgments or indifference of others will no longer affect you. Focus on living well, staying optimistic, and being at peace. Loving and respecting yourself is the foundation of a happy and successful life. When you love yourself, you will be more confident. Build genuine relationships. Avoid unnecessary pain. Loving yourself is not selfish. It is how you create value for yourself and those around you. Speak at the right time. In the right way. Words are a powerful tool. But if not used at the right time and in the right way, they can cause more damage than actions. Learning to control your words, knowing when to speak and when to stay silent, is a wise way to live. Below are deep lessons about using words wisely. Avoid speaking ill of others. There is an old saying, before criticizing others, look at yourself first. Do not rush to judge or speak negatively about someone if you do not fully understand them or have not reflected on yourself. It is like the fable of the bowls. If the main bowl is cracked, every other bowl that touches it will produce a dull sound. This is the same with your words, if your heart is not pure. The words you speak cannot be fair or well-intentioned. Speak less, but with value. Words have value when they carry meaning, not just because they are spoken often. Learn from the story of Moses and the creatures of the wild. Frogs and mosquitoes make noise all day and night, yet no one pays attention. But a rooster crows only at dawn, and everyone listens. Speaking less but at the right time, about the right matters, will make your words more respected and powerful. Do not waste words when you are upset. When facing unpleasant situations, avoid saying words of complaint or frustration. At such times, emotions often overpower reason, making your words negative and uncontrolled. Instead of talking too much, take time to think or rest. After a good sleep, you will find that problems are not as serious as they seemed. And the words you choose will be more thoughtful. Know when to stay silent. Silence is not weakness, it is a sign of wisdom. In some situations, staying silent is more powerful than arguing back. Remember, words cannot be taken back, but silence at the right moment can help you avoid trouble and maintain the respect of others. Use words to build, not destroy. Words should be used to encourage, motivate, and build good relationships. Do not use words to criticize, attack, or spread negativity. A single word of encouragement can change someone's life, but a single word of insult can leave a wound that never heals. Speaking at the right time, in the right way, gives your words value. Knowing how to communicate wisely will help you avoid misunderstandings and unnecessary pain. Make your words more valuable and respected. Words are a form of power, and how you use them reflects your intelligence and strength. Be cold and focus on yourself. In this life, everyone wants to be loved, recognized, and have good relationships. But as we mature, we realize that trying to please everyone is both impossible and a waste of time. One of the most important life lessons is knowing when to be cold, firm, and focus on yourself. Being cold does not mean being heartless. Being cold does not mean being indifferent. It means being clear-minded so that you are not dragged into unnecessary matters, allowing you to prioritize what truly matters in life. Life always requires us to be self-reliant. No one can live your life for you or solve all your problems for you. You may receive support, but at the core, it is still you who must stand up and face everything. When you depend too much on others, you not only lose your ability to be independent, but also make yourself weak and vulnerable when no one is around. On the other hand, when you overcome difficulties on your own, you will learn how to stand firm on your own feet, become more confident, and grow stronger. This is not only an important life skill, but also the foundation for maturity and success in life. Sometimes, coldness is necessary to protect yourself. Not everyone deserves your kindness and your time. There are people and situations that only bring trouble, annoyance, or even harm. Therefore, learning to let go and saying no when necessary is an essential life skill. When you are too easygoing with everything, you will be dragged into problems that are not yours, and your energy will be wasted unnecessarily. In many cases, being cold and distant is the way to set boundaries. Protect your mind, and focus on what truly matters. Focusing on yourself does not mean being selfish. Focusing on yourself does not mean being selfish. It means prioritizing your values and your personal growth. Instead of chasing after the approval of others, invest your time in building your inner values. When you know who you are, what you want, and what you are capable of, you will no longer feel the need to fight for anyone's attention or affection. You will realize that everything truly important begins within yourself. A person who loves and respects themselves will always shine naturally without having to try too hard. Coldness is a necessary attitude to face major life challenges. There are times when you must make difficult decisions, even knowing that others may misunderstand or feel dissatisfied. Like the story of David, a kind-hearted boss who had to be tough when his company was in crisis. His cold attitude in a crucial moment not only saved the company, but also protected the survival of many employees. Sometimes, to safeguard greater values, you must set aside your usual gentleness and become firm and decisive. Let go of the desire to please everyone. As human beings, we will always have people who like us and people who dislike us. And we cannot always control that. Instead of constantly adjusting yourself to fit others' expectations, focus on living true to your own values and your own path. When you understand that happiness does not come from external validation, you will feel freer, lighter, and more at peace. Being cold and distant is also a way to focus on yourself. To build a life that you truly love and find meaningful, master yourself. Master your life. Do not let words, judgments, or the actions of others control you. Instead, focus on what you can control: yourself, your thoughts, and the way you face life. Only when you take full control of yourself will you truly be free and strong. In conclusion, being cold and distant does not mean being detached or indifferent, but rather knowing when to set boundaries, when to be firm, and when to focus on yourself. It is a higher level of freedom and self-mastery, allowing you to protect the most important values in your life. When you learn how to be cold and distant at the right times, you will find that life becomes simpler, clearer, and much more peaceful. Because, only when you live for yourself, do you truly take control of your own life. Dear readers, in life, being too gentle or overly enthusiastic does not always bring good results. Sometimes, to maintain inner peace and protect your own values, we need to learn how to be cold at the right moments. We must know when to cut off what is unworthy, and when to focus on what truly matters. Being cold and distant is not about being unfeeling, but a reflection of wisdom and self-mastery. Remember that you were born with your own unique value, and you do not need to seek validation from anyone. Love yourself, set boundaries when necessary, and maintain a calm heart. No matter how the world changes, do not waste time on what is unworthy, but instead live true to yourself, independent, strong, and free. Here is the full translation of your text into English, maintaining the original meaning, without summarizing or shortening the sentences. Hopefully, today's sharing will bring you a new and deeper perspective on life. If you find this video useful, do not forget to press like and subscribe to the Try Tuesday Key channel so you do not miss valuable lessons in the upcoming videos. Thank you for taking the time to listen. Wishing you always peace and strength on your life journey. Next, please listen to the article. Fate of each person is different just because of two words: choice. We must learn when to be strong and when to be gentle. Knowing when to focus on work and when to pause. Knowing when to feel a little inner silence. Life is a journey of choices. In life, everyone must go through challenging moments. Childhood days are innocent, filled with simple joys, without worries. Then, as we grow up and step into society, we begin to see that we are gradually changing. We must choose our own paths, our own attitudes towards life. Some people choose a straight path, free from burdens, not letting emotions take control. Some people choose rebellion, freedom, without any constraints. Some choose just enough youthfulness, just enough responsibility, Just enough calmness and composure to live in this world. They neither let life sweep them away, nor let excessive silence make them forget their responsibilities. Knowing what needs to be done. Letting go of what needs to be let go. My words are not a philosophy or an academic life perspective. This is simply an enlightenment from real-life experiences. Children are innocent. Adults are rigid. Children are too reckless, carefree, living only by what they want. They have never been burdened by the complexities of life. Yet, children are a mirror reflecting the purity and clarity of the heart. They have no calculations, no deceit, and that makes them always loved and protected. But as we step into life, we find ourselves becoming more mature, steady, and rigid. This life is full of suffering and challenges. To survive, we are forced to change, to learn to be strong and resilient. But that also means accepting the loss of some of our innocence and gentleness. We can no longer look at the world with innocent eyes. Instead, our eyes are now filled with worries, responsibilities, and countless silent sacrifices. The more we mature, the more we learn to bear burdens, understand responsibilities, and make sacrifices. We understand that life is not just a game or an adventure that we can join and then abandon halfway. We cannot stop just because we feel tired or afraid of challenges. Life does not allow us to turn away. We must always remain steadfast and strong. Balance between seriousness and freedom. However, being an adult does not mean always appearing stern and rigid. Sometimes, we need to find joy in small moments of life like a child. What should be forgotten? Let it be forgotten. What can be let go? Let it go. Why carry worries and burden ourselves? Sometimes, we also need to smile brightly and live freely. Not being bound by overly strict rules. Each person can find balance in their own life. Just enough freedom. Just enough seriousness. And in this ever-changing world, achieving that balance is not easy. But it is very necessary. Choices shape fate. What we need, what we want, all are up to us to decide. Changing fate cannot lack the journey of self-improvement. There are times when people think that to cultivate their mind and soul, they must go to a temple. They believe they must leave ordinary life. They think they need to hide in a peaceful place to seek the beauty of philosophy and inner tranquility. But is self-cultivation only about going to temples? True cultivation exists in everyday life. Cultivation is how we face challenges, suffering, and the winding roads of life. Cultivation is how we maintain peace in our hearts, even when we are surrounded by turmoil, worries, and pressure. Cultivation is how we live in a way that keeps our heart pure. Even though externally, life may be full of hardships and difficulties, true strength lies in tranquility. People often say, in a world full of turmoil, the person who can maintain inner peace is the strongest. Because tranquility is not the silence of weakness. It is the calmness of someone who has understood life, understood themselves, someone who has enough strength to face all challenges without losing their dignity. In this world, you may lose everything, money, fame, career, but if you still hold on to your dignity, then you are still victorious. Because in this chaotic world, nothing is more precious than a pure soul and unwavering integrity. Amidst endless struggles, amidst relentless races to achieve personal goals. Final words. Always remember. Keep your heart steady and your soul peaceful. Do not be swept away by the chaos of life. Only when you learn to live true to yourself will you truly be free and strong. Here is the full English translation of your text. Keeping the meaning unchanged, without summarizing or shortening any sentences. A person who maintains their dignity is someone who lives true to their conscience. Money and material wealth cannot replace it. Karma cannot be bought with blessings. That is a lesson I have learned through the experiences of life. Money can buy possessions, luxuries, and conveniences, but it cannot replace the peace within one's soul. Money cannot bring us truly good relationships, genuine friendships, or true love. Those things can only be obtained through sincerity and by cultivating one's heart and mind. A person with dignity, even if they are not wealthy, will always receive respect and affection from those around them. And that is the greatest blessing one can receive in this life. In this ever-changing world, no one can avoid challenges, and no one can live in peace forever. But if we know how to live with a pure heart and uphold our dignity, life will become lighter, no matter how many hardships we face. Each person can choose their own way of living. But if we can live in a way that keeps our soul always pure and serene, this life will no longer be filled with worries and sorrows. To live is to love. To live is to learn. And to live is to uphold our integrity. Next, please listen to the article. If one day we have nothing left, what will remain? I remember the image of my grandmother, a woman who lived her whole life in poverty. But she possessed something that I have never found in anyone else: a deep sense of peace and serenity in her soul. True values lie deep within each person. There are times when we become so engrossed in chasing things beyond our reach: shiny cars, grand houses, expensive clothes. We look at them and wonder, will I ever get to live like those people? The ones who have everything that society admires. There are moments when we sit in our own car, looking at the luxury car of someone else, and feel a sense of lack. We think that if we had those things, life would be so much better. But then, there are moments when we sit alone in a dark room, in complete silence, and suddenly realize, all of those things are just reflections outside. They can never fill the emptiness inside us. I once heard a story about a man whom everyone thought was happy. He had everything: a big house, expensive cars, a stable job, and a dreamlike life. But then, one day, when his health began to decline and he had to lie in a hospital bed, he finally realized that the one thing he truly lacked was inner peace. The friends he had helped, the family members he had been distant from, none of them came to visit him. He lay there in a well-equipped hospital room, yet he felt cold and lonely. And suddenly, he felt an emptiness so deep that he could hardly breathe. The cars, the houses, everything he had spent his whole life chasing after, now could no longer bring him warmth. Have we, at times, lost ourselves in the pursuit of things society praises, while neglecting the simple and genuine aspects of life? Have we overlooked the things that even the most ordinary heart truly needs? When I was young, I believed money could buy happiness. There were times when I thought, if I have a lot of money, I will be able to do whatever I want. I measured happiness by money. But as I grew older, I gradually realized, the important thing is not how much money we have in our hands, but how we live so that when we look back, we feel light and at peace. A close friend of mine once said, life is not just about having, it is about living. When she first said it, I did not fully understand. But now, looking back, I realize, what matters in life is not what we possess, but what we give. It is how we treat others. It is how we love ourselves. Nature teaches us about giving. Nature gives everything away. If it did not, it could not continue to exist. A tree, when autumn comes, will shed its leaves. It gives away a part of its life to make way for new branches and leaves. A tree also bears fruit, not just for itself, but for the world around it. If no one eats its fruit, it will fall and return to the earth, becoming nutrients for the soil. A fish does not just live in water, it sustains the energy of an entire river. Yet, among all living beings, it is humans who rarely want to give. Most of the time, we only want to receive. My grandmother was the richest person I ever knew. I remember my grandmother, a woman who lived her whole life in poverty. But she possessed something I have never seen in anyone else: a deep sense of peace and serenity in her soul. She did not have the things that many people long for, but every time I looked into her eyes, I saw something deeper than all the expensive possessions this world could offer. She always smiled, even though life had taught her many harsh lessons. She always told me, you cannot see life just with your eyes. If you search for luxury, you will not see it when you look at her. You will not find a fancy car or a grand villa, but you will feel a sense of peace in every word she speaks, in every step she takes. And you will realize that in this ever-changing world, she is the richest person, because she does not need to seek anything, aside from respect and love from others. No matter the circumstances, always strive to keep a fulfilled soul. We may become wealthy, but if we lack respect and kindness, we will always feel empty. We may own everything in the world, but if we do not have inner peace, then all of it is meaningless. This means that the things we possess are secondary, but the values within our soul are primary. Those inner values determine whether or not we will be truly happy. So, if today you must make a choice, choose to live a simple life but full of meaning. Or if you live in wealth, let it be so that you do not lose the beautiful values within your heart. Choose to love and respect those around you. Choose to live with a soul that does not rush, so that when you look back, you can smile, knowing that you have lived true to the real values of life. And in that moment, no matter how much money you have, you will feel like the richest person in the world.